All right, welcome back to Fleccas Talks the Podcast, episode 369. Today on the show, we have some July 4th Urban Decay for you and Housekeeping you're going to love. Then, Israel wants us to fight another war for them. We'll tell you with who. Then, we tackle ableism and Cringe of the Week. And last but not least, in Urban Decay, there was a HEB glitch, but unfortunately, it didn't take. All this and more, it's Fleccas Talks the Podcast, episode 369, ranked the best snooze podcast of all time!
Because words are just words until action actually starts. And actions speak louder than words, but at the same time, words speak louder than actions because sometimes it's the right thing to do.
Very cool. Very cool.
It's Fleccas Talks the Podcast featuring Richard Ratboy.
All right, 1 for 1 on the intro, as always. Guys, we love America. We live in the greatest country in the world, and we all know that. But here's the crazy part. 250 years later, we're still here drinking whatever the government decided to put in our water. Fluoride for your teeth, chlorine to keep things clean. That's not a decision I want someone else making for me and my family, which is why I use CovePure to purify my water. Over 209 million Americans are on fluoridated water right now, and here's what the science actually shows. A recent study confirmed that fluoride exposure is linked to lower IQ scores in children. That's not a fringe study, that's from JAMA Pediatrics, one of the most respected medical journals in the world. And chlorine? That isn't even the worst part. It's what happens when it reacts with natural particles in the water from plants and soil. It creates chemical byproducts called THM, which the government itself calls probable human carcinogens linked to disruption of your gut and cancer. Sure, states are moving away from this. Utah and Florida ban fluoride, but that process takes years, and your kids and family are drinking this water today. You need something that works now, and that's exactly what CovePure is. They're certified to remove up to 99.9% of contaminants, fluoride, THMs, pharmaceuticals, PFAs, anything that isn't water gets filtered out. I love my CovePure because it's easy to use. You plug it in and fill it up, and you're drinking purified hot or cold water with the push of a button. It also looks really good on my kitchen counter. So don't wait for the government to catch up. Take back control of your water, and in honor of America's 250th, CovePure is giving my audience $250 off if you use my link, covepure.com/Fleccas. So don't wait, get this now while you still can. covepure.com/Fleccas, that's CovePure.com/Fleccas. Thank you to CovePure for sponsoring. Let's get into housekeeping. All right, thank you to CovePure for sponsoring.
Thank you so much, CovePure.
Thank you, CovePure. I love my CovePure. Did everyone have a nice weekend?
I did.
I did too. There was an episode on Friday, if you guys missed it. Obviously, it was the 3-day weekend, July 4th on Saturday, so we were going to take off, but we take care of the members.
Yeah, we treat our members in a little specific, nice way where they get stuff, and that's it, you know?
They get stuff. They support us. We give them full episodes. So if you guys were mad you missed that one, there is a more positive timeline you can jump onto where you just sign up and get days and days of backlog. And we have another announcement here. Next week and the week after, we are going to be off for vacation, but we're going to be releasing on our usual schedule for members. So we're going to have bonus lands, Richard Ratboy shows, and Fleccas files Tuesday, Friday. So if you guys are going to miss us during the 2 weeks we have off, there is a solution.
And I don't want to speak out of turn here, but doesn't YouTube give like a month free? Is that still going on? Maybe check.
Yeah, check. They did in the beginning. I don't know if they're still offering that, but check that out. You might like that. And you'll love the members-only content. We're really taking care of the members. And as always, if you guys do become a member and you send me a screenshot, I'll follow you back on the social media of your choice.
And again, tiny little announcement. Never sign up for members on your iPhone because it charges you just an extra amount of money that goes right to Apple. So if you're going to do it on the desktop. And if you made the mistake, you can go back and like change it at the end of the month or whatever.
Or you can do it and who cares about the extra $3?
I don't know. I don't like that. I don't like our members paying high prices. I don't like them being left alone over the 4th of July weekend with no episode. And I also don't like them paying high prices. So
That's a good look. All right, we've been watching a lot of the World Cup games lately, and obviously we're not huge soccer guys.
Yeah.
But it's actually been fun.
Of course. It comes once every 4 years, right? It's fun.
Yeah,
it's in America.
Yeah, it's in America, and I watched the games last week, and there were a couple games that came down to like the final seconds, and there was a goal with like less than a minute left, and it went to penalty kicks. But there is one note I have for the game. Mm-hmm. Get rid of offsides.
Anybody can go anywhere, and then if you sneak them, you sneak them.
Well, every time it's a fun goal, and they're like, oh, actually it was offsides. Isn't the whole point to sneak behind the defenders and get a breakaway goal? Like, just get rid of offsides. I don't understand.
Yeah. I wonder what the implications of that would be. I get, what you're up to. But we have offsides in hockey, too. And
I think it'd be a lot more goals scored, a lot more fast breaks. It'd be like...
it's 10-1.
It would be way better.
I think they did offsides for a reason. So you're kind of like an immigrant who's like, why don't everyone get free houses? You're kind of coming late. So maybe just let the soccer fans decide.
Yeah, you guys tell me in the comments why offsides is so important.
Okay.
All right, let's get to the first story of the day, and it is one that affects maybe some of us. Can you give that a read?
Mystery of explosive diarrhea parasite outbreak in the U.S. as experts try to figure out what's causing it. And it looks like it's hot in the Northeast and Texas. It's bubbling up.
So that explains a lot. And then how many years does it say this explosive diarrhea parasite is supposed to last?
I don't know, but I'm assuming you have a multiple year bad shitting record.
Right. We started off with the joke. No one's going to the bathroom like that.
Okay. You sure?
Let's get to our next story.
Every joke has its truth.
Our next story, it's going to be a quick one, but Taylor Swift and Travis Kelce got married at Madison Square Garden over the weekend. And then outside, a cop gave some people pastries, and they thought it was from her.
May I please have it, officer? Please. Oh my God! Oh my God! Oh my God, guys! We're having Taylor Swift Disney! Oh my God!
It was pretty embarrassing for everyone involved.
Well, if you're a loud gay ethnic, that's not really embarrassing. That's par for the course, right? That's what you see on that Drag Race show and other shit like that. So he was acting normal.
High excitement.
Yeah.
And then someone had a funny reply I wanted to tell you guys.
Yeah, closest you're going to get to seeing how Dark Ages peasants acted. You really just put yourself, the queen touched me. I don't know, man. Celebrity worship. And obviously that was like a big event, but crazy people, and that's like seemed like late at night. You're waiting around
to see nothing.
Women and homosexuals loitering outside the venue. Crazy.
And then there was like a fact check. The desserts didn't even come from Taylor Swift. I think they were just like donated to people outside.
It doesn't matter. It's what you thought in the moment. It's what you believed, right? But yeah, total medieval peasant shit. And we had to acknowledge that tweet. Right?
We got Taylor Swift desserts from Pete's Coffee.
It's a croissant. It's like stale. It's 9 p.m.
You think they're eating that shit in there?
Yeah.
There's no baby's blood in that. All right. We got some July 4th stuff. Obviously, everyone probably who watches the show probably had a nice weekend celebrating with their families. But there was some July 4th Urban Decay. We're going to start with the Philadelphia Benjamin Franklin Lookalike Contest winner.
Yeah, she's black and no facial hair. Kaya Burgess wins Ben Franklin Lookalike Contest at Independence Hall in Philadelphia, and we have a video here we'll play. Look at Ben Franklin to the right of her. She goes, me? I won?
And then I was looking around, like, you sure any of these guys in the background didn't have it? They couldn't have won? The guy who awards her looks like Ben Franklin.
Yeah, that guy like probably gets paid to do it, does tours or something, has a real resume, a Ben Franklin resume.
But this is who won the Ben Franklin lookalike contest, and it's because we don't have a meritocracy in America anymore. We need to lower our standards for brown people so they can feel good.
Yeah, and I don't even want to get that extreme. I mean, it's Make-A-Wish. It's irony voting, you know, it's like for all the wrong reasons. And if you're going to get too harsh on this one thing, like you can look like the crazy person at the end, like, what the fuck, this random organization that I didn't know about before today. But you start to see these hundreds and thousands of times over the last 5 years and you go, something ain't right?
Yeah, that's how I see it. But yes, lowering the standards so brown people can feel good. DEI, we do it. Affirmative action, we do it. Hollywood casting, we do it. Prison reform, we did it. Ben Franklin lookalike contest and Obama.
Check. Yeah. And that's the thing. It's like you call it a lookalike contest and you can go ahead and skip that. It's not a lookalike contest. It might be a what gets the biggest headline contest. It might be an irony contest or a popularity contest even, but it's certainly not a Ben Franklin lookalike contest.
That's
no matter
true.
how you slice it.
I'm filing a report.
Yeah.
Official complaint.
Yeah, to the Philadelphia Sheriff's Office. You remember those fat black bitches dancing?
They're going to clear it up for us.
They go, rip, shred your report.
All right, next we have a guy who is not happy about celebrating July 4th because we're on stolen land.
Think about this. Think about the stolen land. Think about celebrating 4th of July knowing that you're on stolen land from the Native Americans. Yeah. Happy 4th of July.
All right, so...
Just sitting with that. Let me process that for a second.
Yeah. And I was going to say, look how they weaken this guy's bloodline.
Uh-huh.
Like, I'm sure somewhere generations ago, someone this guy was related to did something.
I don't know. He's kind of a medieval, like, he looks after the horses, low IQ. Maybe there was nothing truly in his bloodline.
Well, okay.
Go ahead, finish your bed.
I was going to say, maybe someone in his bloodline did something, and then they weakened it to the point where he's like a gay guy, end of the bloodline.
Lisping about 4th of July, right?
Yeah, hangs out with Dom Tops.
Yes, certainly. And one thing I've been seeing a lot of people talk about in general, obviously this 4th of July stolen land, hell, I ain't celebrating. My family was slaves back in 250 years ago, all that non-celebratory shit. There's an interesting like metaphor almost where it's like, yeah, but you wouldn't go up to a guy on his birthday and say, hey, remember all that terrible shit you did? There's like a weird time and a place, and it does trigger them. But like, think about it in any sort of interpersonal situation. Like, hey, Mike, congratulations on the promotion. You're there. It's a big dinner. But remember when you got drunk and got that DUI?
Yeah.
You know, like, it just is such a weird energy, like reactive and negative. You could just go have a normal weekend with your freak trans friends. No one's stopping you. You actually get a day off.
You get a day off, exactly.
So it's just weird energy. But obviously, everyone does it. They act up. It's like the demon inside them really doesn't like the 4th of July.
Very true. And then Mamdani had a little bit of a press conference. Here he is talking about the 4th of July behind a desk.
Nearly a decade ago, I too felt what you feel. The joy of no longer being just a New Yorker, but an American too. You each hold a special power, the power to determine what America means. The powerful have always known their answer. America, in their view, is an arena of supremacy, where only a select few are allowed freedom, where not all are created equal. America, if you ask them, becomes less the more people it welcomes. America, they will tell you, belongs only to those with the right accent or the right shade of skin. The rest of us, they insist, should be grateful for merely being allowed to visit. How small they are. How weak. How unoriginal.
All right, let's just shut him up there and then let the zoom out pan out to all his minority props that he has around him.
And he's sitting at the desk backwards.
Yeah, apparently this was what, a George Washington desk of some kind, I think.
Not good.
And he's sitting at it backwards. He's got his little, you can see his little legs, very unprofessional. And then he's got his pets, his multiple hijabs, the fat black woman, all his pets who are aggrieved this 4th of July, right?
Yeah, and they're all collecting around him and explaining why they need our shit.
Yeah. A lot of those people are just, they might not be welcomed as American. They're already getting free stuff. You guys wouldn't fucking believe it. And they have to ignore that. The help and the free stuff and the abuse of the taxpayer and all the migrant money, they have to ignore that. Because you can't be oppressed and also get paid to be here.
That's a great point. And then that's the key difference. It goes, heritage Americans don't like seeing people like us come to America, skip the line, get free stuff, and do better off than like many Americans are.
Yeah.
Yeah, of course. And you made a great point when we talked about this a couple days ago. You called Mamdani a paperwork American.
Yeah, and let's read this too. I'm going to make a point on that, but let's read Mehdi Hassan too, because there was a lot of controversy over this tone-deaf, retarded Mamdani speech with his henchmen around him. And Mehdi Hassan, people were complaining about it. And Mehdi Hassan, another paperwork American, he said, I became a citizen just 6 years ago, and I'm happy to lecture and educate you on what it means to be an American and why your party is undermining American values.
Honest.
Another paperwork American, him and Mamdani, and I feel like they got over their skis. Like Mamdani got elected not in a small part by foreign-born voters who later became citizens and voted for him in New York for socialism and stuff. We covered it during how he was polling with foreign-born people and how many foreign-born people are in income or rent-controlled apartments in New York. It's a massive number. And I see this as overplaying their hand for both of these guys. They're paperwork Americans with foreign voters, right? And I would be a lot more quiet. Like, Mamdani, in general, that cheerful socialist that does attract the white voters, is a lot different than the shitting on America socialist brown person, right? So I feel like both these guys could have a very rude awakening if the wrong combination of things happens in the next 10 years for America. They're really sticking their necks out, is what I like, kind of how I view it.
Yeah.
They'd be first ones out, denaturalized and like completely eliminated from America, right? Deported.
We're on the front lines. We're the leaders of this movement.
Yeah.
It's like, as long as you don't have a counter movement, you're good.
Exactly.
But that's a great point.
Paperwork Americans, he was born in Ghana, and then foreign people. You know what the margins were for him and Cuomo? It's like that foreign voting bloc made up a lot of ground. So
That's what did it.
I think he's getting cocky, is what I'm saying. And with the Democrat Socialists' recent primary wins, he's kind of, this is it. But that happy, everyone's welcome. I love brown people, and we do rent control and socialism is a lot different than the 4-minute speech shitting on America, right?
That's a great point. And we have a clip here of the Bronx. Mamdani is now the mayor of New York. This is one of his boroughs, and this is what it looks like. It's looking like Skid Row.
Yeah, it's just trash piles, old pallets, bags of shit, and then probably a mural of someone who got shot and killed there back in 3 years ago.
And it makes the third worlders feel at home.
It does. They get tucked in. They see that and they go, "Is that a bed? Is that a nest?" They get tucked in amongst the trash.
Look at here. Maybe there's some stuff.
Yeah.
And then here are some other July 4th celebrations in New York.
Speed twerking.
Yep. They celebrating America's semi-quincentennial and shit.
Semi-quincentennial. That's funny. Half of 500, huh? You're smart.
See,
Smart
I
guy.
knew that.
You looked it up.
Brock told me that.
Yeah.
And then we saw some teen takeover chaos type events in Newport, California, especially. Here's our first clip there.
The Horde. The Horde arrived, right?
The Horde arrived.
This is kind of like a plague.
Yeah.
You
Then
know?
the cops come grab one guy, 2 cops, and then here comes the Horde.
It's not him. He just picked it up.
I thought these guys were afraid of the police.
They're killing us.
Yeah, they killing us, but no, they swarm in the police.
I would hate to be a cop dealing with this shit.
I
People
know.
are throwing stuff at them.
I know.
You see the whole crowd come.
Yeah.
It's scary shit.
So then that wasn't enough. The police were overwhelmed, so they brought in the cavalry.
Yep.
Third worlders really do run from horses.
Yeah, that's still in their blood memories.
Yeah. They know a cavalry charge. They know.
That's in their personal memories.
Yeah.
You think the horses like it?
Yeah.
They know
I think they do.
They know what team they're on.
And they're pretty well trained, too.
That's
the
pretty
horses.
impressive. And then there was some looting at a grocery store at the end of the night.
Just trash the place. Pavilions.
Patriotic.
You know what it is. But they ruined Newport Beach.
Which is like maybe like a red area near LA. Like maybe the reddest area near LA.
And they were calling them teens and non-residents. So, teen takeover, really it's just young black people trying to do a shooting, going crazy.
Mm-hmm.
And then non-residents is the new slur that the media gave us.
That's pretty good. And then there was a picture that went viral. Patriot Front was on a subway in D.C. heading to do a rally. And then there was a black girl on the subway. And then people were posting it like she was in some sort of danger or something.
Nominate this for a Pulitzer. Like, it was all like, can you believe this picture? White supremacists. Like, Harry Sisson makes a video.
Yeah.
They really get one-shotted by a single image, right? And somebody said this image is from today. A black woman sits on the D.C. Metro as masked white nationalists prepare to march on our nation's capital. This is America's 250th anniversary.
You notice how no one stabs her in the neck? No one gives her a problem. No one harasses her. It's probably one of the safest subway rides of her life.
But they did beat her up, though, at the end, right?
No, I didn't see that part.
They called her the N-word and spit on her? They were perfect gentlemen?
You'd assume.
The white nationalist didn't bother her at all and just kept moving?
Let her sit in her seat. No one gave her any problems. But the picture...
So, and then imagine a Reuters person goes, that's Patriot Front. And then they hustle on to get the same cab. You know what I mean? Like, all this world of, like, this wasn't random. He was probably following around. And then he hustles up to get in the same cab as them to take the dramatic black woman picture. It all goes to show you how much it's nothing in propaganda. He won it on that car, you know, for a Pulitzer-winning photo or whatever the photo prizes are.
But then nothing happened.
Of course.
And then we have a video here of what she was doing before everyone got on the subway. So she's kind of like tweaking out and pulling her pants down a little bit. And then when the Patriot Front gets there...
Same shirt, freaking out. And then now she's on her best behavior, which actually lends credence to the fact that, like, they just do what they can get away with. They're not really schizophrenic. They kind of know when they're outnumbered.
Yeah.
And they know when it's a woman with her baby that they can freak out in front of and cause stress. That goes with the intimidation stuff that we've been talking about, how they like it, you know?
Yeah.
Like that white girl, like, hey, boot up. This white girl didn't give her a number. They like that intimidation. So she was able to control herself once it was all militant white men on the train. Shocking.
Interesting how that works.
She was cured.
And then we have some of her criminal history just for fun.
Indecent exposure. There's the dumb, stupid mugshot from Mugshot Zone. So, yeah, not like they count on it being like, wow, she was just going to work and she works 2 jobs to feed her 3 kids. It's like, nah, she's showing her ass, jumping around, and then the white people didn't do anything.
Yeah, and then she's on her best behavior when men show up. And everyone was making it like, oh, this girl, she's on a train full of white supremacists. This is America. But then we have some stats. 4,800 black women were killed by black men in the U.S. since 2024, not even in 2 years. And then 0 black women were killed by white supremacists.
Well, they must be hiding their bodies somewhere where we can't find them because it's got to be in the thousands, right?
All the missing black women, that's probably where they went.
Yeah.
All right, let's get to our next story. It's from South Carolina, Hilton Head. There was a shooting, and we have the 4 urban youths that were arrested.
Yeah, there was a July beach shooting, 7 wounded. We got Jaden Hawes. We got Quazir Davis, Marcelo Royal, and Christopher Capers. Capers has a last name, like he's a little thief, Caper. Yeah, you know, my main point of all of this is like Newport Beach, Hilton Head Island. You guys know what Hilton Head Island is?
It's nice.
They're plaguing the nice areas. And you could do all this dumb shooting and lighting off fireworks and then spinning the cars around. You can do that on MLK. You don't need to go to iconic Hilton Head, South Carolina, or Newport Beach. Well, we wanted to watch the sunset too. It's like you can do it fucking anywhere. So again, I think that's a bit of like asserting ourselves. We can mob up. We can ruin this nice area, right?
That's how I see it too. And I think that's going to be maybe the theme of the summer. It's going to be events like this in places you wouldn't expect. Newport Beach, nice areas of South Carolina. Here we have a woman cop in South Carolina trying to break up a fight, and look what happens to her.
And it's got copyright music on it, but they're thrashing her, swinging.
Girls
pancaked by the white cop.
Yeah.
Or Latino, whatever he is. But he fires the taser. The anti-taser hoodie worked out, and then he gets on the George Floyd of the original aggressor. But yeah, small, diminutive white woman cop just getting thrashed by the mob.
Why would they send her into this group?
Because you can't say anyone's different in any way ever.
It's like, hey, there's
in a professional setting. You can't say it.
That's pretty much it. And it's like, hey, there's 200 black teens getting crazy.
Send
Deb, Cindy, Mary, you guys go. Frank, Tom, and Joe, you stay here.
Yeah. Who's under 120? Go, go, go. All of you. Fucking retarded, man.
That's what I don't get. And that's why I think, like, demographic-wise, like, black cops should police black neighborhoods.
Yeah, whatever.
White cops.
They'll be taking bribes and they'll be checking the DMV records for the ops and shit.
Yeah, that's a good point.
You know how it is when you open up the floodgates.
Yeah.
But I agree. A black paired with a white officer, maybe that would work.
And then you see some Urban Decay and you go, Tyrone, I got your back. Go in there. You're in front. And then our last clip from July 4th, Urban Decay, is this Milwaukee cop that has a firework blown up in their face.
Bro, they popped a firework, blew up the car, and the officer. Officer, you okay? It popped on the officer. Officer, you okay? We'll help you. Radio it in, officer. Officer down, you guys. You okay, officer? You should push button. Hey.
All right.
Radio it in, officer.
Call it in. Officer down.
So hopefully he's okay.
Was that a guy?
I don't know. Maybe
I
a
couldn't
girl.
tell. It looked small. It looked maybe like a woman, but the forearm tat is not very ladylike.
Yeah. Well, that's the July 4th action. Besides the good stuff. There was a lot of good stuff, of course.
Make sure you scroll Instagram. A lot of fingers missing. A lot of Latino hands exploded. A lot of black hands exploded.
I noticed that as well.
Yeah. There's a demographic with it.
Yeah.
Like, there's not a lot of white guys who blow up their hand.
Very true. All right, we have more bad news for Illinois. This is something we've been covering for the last few months, just like Illinois' general decline under J.D. Pritzker's leadership.
Yeah, we're watching a couple states for the death spiral, basically. We're on death spiral watch, and Washington and Illinois have been two of our main focuses. So Illinois, here we go.
Yeah, can you read that first stat?
Yeah, Illinois ranks 49th in population growth from 2015 to 2025. So 49th out of 50. The rest of the U.S. is up 6.2%. Illinois, with all Joe Biden's migrants, is down. Isn't that crazy?
So it's plus migrants minus normal Chicago people. So
Yeah.
that minus 1.9%, I'm sure, is probably minus like 3% at least.
Indiana Jones swap with people who don't speak English and are immediately receiving welfare.
Super sad. And then a lot of businesses are leaving too, not just people.
Yeah, and people you can survive, but the businesses really light the death spiral on fire. This guy says, this problem is being swept under the rug by Pritzker. We are losing about 4 companies per week to other states. Businesses leaving Illinois have rapidly accelerated. And you can see on the chart, like post-2020, it's actually hitting like all-time high departures. Right?
4 a week is insane.
Yeah.
And and they all have jobs attached to them.
Of course. And these are all kinds of businesses, manufacturers, accounting, white collar, blue collar, it's everything. And if you can leave, the thing is, well, here, let's go into our next example here. Another longtime business fleeing Illinois. After more than 6 decades anchoring the small town of Momence, Illinois, the Johnsonville food plant is shutting down immediately, throwing 274 hardworking families out of their jobs with zero warning. The CEO delivered the devastating news in a surprise meeting while the mayor got just 15 minutes notice. Operations are moving to Wisconsin and Kansas, where the business climate actually makes sense. Illinois is crushing 9.5% corporate taxes, sky-high property taxes, and massive pension debt just claimed another victim.
And Johnsonville's Johnsonville Brats, right?
Yeah.
You guys know what it is.
Well, they're returning to Wisconsin. That's where the brat capital. So that's fine. But a place like a plumber, right? If you want to move from Illinois, you're going to like, oh, I got to start over. I don't know how many plumbers are in this new market. But if you're a pure business, just like, hey, we're printing brats.
Yeah.
You can go fucking anywhere. And it's nothing like a state government forcing you to shop around. And then you go, what? State taxes in Kansas? They actually want me here? They don't have a fat fuck governor constantly mouthing off and making promises to the dregs of society about how much more guaranteed money they're going to get?
With his hot trans sister.
His fucking hot, smoking hot, 6'3" trans sister.
6'3", 380 trans sister.
380, size 48 waist. And... something I was telling you right before we started the show is, remember back in the day they used to accuse right-wingers and nationalists of dog whistles, right? It was, that's a dog whistle, that's a dog whistle. And now we're past it and we're kind of just saying it. We don't even dog whistle anymore. We're just kind of like, sheesh, too many blacks. Yeah. But that whole dog whistle thing, there was always a kernel of truth to it, right? And the same way that progressives are now messaging themselves and marketing themselves to the more socialist, the more progressive, farther left people, the business owners in the state of Illinois or the state of Seattle or the state of Washington, they're listening to those dog whistles too, and everyone deserves a house. And it's like, well, my taxes are already 9.5%. Illinois is in a deficit. Okay. Message received, Mr. Pritzker. Like the dog whistle goes both ways. The business owners, the productive members of society are also hearing the dog whistles. Do you understand?
That's a good point.
So like you can say, hey, we're going to get more progressive. We're going to do this. And then other businesses here, higher taxes, a deficit, a pension fund that's exploding, you know?
Yeah, Democrat dog whistles. That's a good point. New York, you see it too. We're going to freeze the rent. Landlord shouldn't be making a profit. And then you're the real estate guy like,
Fuck. And yeah, you're already seeing it in New York. And honestly, there is a bit of a first one out thing. Like if Mamdani was polling at whatever on the gambling sites where it's like, dude, it looks like he's going to win this. Or the day he gets elected, if you're kind of the first one out, somebody else take the risk. I think we might see that as more progressives get elected elsewhere on the coasts. And
yeah, the first few out get the shoots.
And then everybody else gets 10 cents on the dollar for formerly prime real estate. Generational assets, you know?
Crazy.
A generational asset gets handicapped because a foreign-born guy from Ghana wants to help his immigrant friends.
That's what happens.
Dark.
And our last piece of our Illinois section is about one of the high schools in Chicago that is kind of crazy when it comes to who goes there.
The government school system has become more of a jobs program for adults than an education initiative for kids. I just wrote about a school in Chicago. Anybody from Chicago? I don't recommend it, but you can tell me differently. But there's a school there that's 97% empty. It's called Douglas Academy High School. It was built for over 1,000 kids. Guess how many students are there now? 27. Guess how many employees they have? 28. There's more adults in the school than kids.
There you go.
And they still can't read good.
Yeah, and then he does go on to say, and their proficiency is basically zero.
Yeah.
All right, well, that's the end of our Illinois section. Let's get into some politics. Mitch McConnell apparently had a medical problem a few days ago, and then his wife went to China.
Yeah, Mitch McConnell's wife reportedly traveled to China just 3 days after he received CPR following an apparent heart attack. And do you have an update on Mitch's condition?
Apparently, people are saying he's brain dead and done.
Rumors are swirling of limited to no brain activity, and these people are just fucking dying in office. Yeah. Dianne Feinstein, Mitch McConnell, they can't go, all right, I'll give up the reins. They have to become brain dead or have somebody vote for her. Remember Dianne Feinstein?
They should bring brain dead Mitch McConnell on the floor and still let him do it.
Yeah. If someone can puppet him around, he's still got to vote, right, guys?
Yeah. So. And his Chinese wife went back to China right after. Job well done.
Job finish.
Yeah. So
she got the red envelope from China.
Yeah. So he allegedly has a Chinese spy wife. Allegedly.
Yeah. Super allegedly.
Which could explain why we never got anything done like the SAVE Act.
Yeah.
And he's kind of like the John McCain type. Remember, John McCain didn't vote to get rid of Obamacare as like one of the last things he did. Then he died soon after.
Died shortly after. You see a lot of this. People on death's door doing a thing to hurt America, right?
And that's kind of what we're dealing with here with the Senate. Like, we can't pass the SAVE Act even though everyone wants it. And it kind of reminds me of Trump's first term. Remember, we couldn't find $5 billion for the border wall?
Yeah.
And they're like, we can't find it. Oh,
it was a power struggle. We control the purse strings. We're not going to put it as a line item. It was like an anti-Trump power struggle from the beginning.
And they made it seem like, we don't have $5 billion extra. And we did trillions for the forever wars, billions and billions to Ukraine and to Israel and to all the fraudulent welfare programs. But we couldn't find $5 billion for the border wall. And it's the same with the SAVE Act. Obviously, everyone wants it. It would save our elections forever.
Yeah.
It would be like maybe one of the most consequential bills ever to pass, and it would actually help us. But Mitch McConnell's Chinese spy wife says, no, black people don't have an ID, Mitch. They can't find an ID. They can't go vote.
Allegedly.
Chill. So that's annoying. Couldn't do border wall. Wasted so much money on Israel. We actually have a graph here of how much money each state gives to Israel.
Yeah. Is this like separate from the federal money? This is, I don't even know.
I think this is our federal tax dollars, but they coming from each state.
Yeah. So I don't know.
Up.
This is, this chart leaves a little to be desired. There's no dates on it, but it's $17 billion.
It's a lot.
$17.5 billion.
Every state's giving away something, but we do have how much money Israel gives to us, to be fair.
0, 0, 0, 0, 0, 0.
We'll do Jerusalem.
0.
Okay. So what do we get? We get to fight wars for him.
Yeah.
And Israel.
And then we get dragged on for like way longer than it should be, right?
And then when we're like, yo, can we stop doing this war? Then we get called like traitors and enemies. And if you're anti-Semitic, and if you're against us, and we're all alone, just like World War II when no one came to help us.
Yeah.
And they kind of like, what was that? You just like, dude, jump, jump, jump.
Wait a second. No one came to help?
Jump, jump, jump into like a crazy reality. It doesn't exist. And then Netanyahu was on Fox over the weekend, and it sounds like he wants us to fight a war with Turkey.
The other thing I'd like to say, because we're on the verge of the president's going to Turkey, look, Turkey is a great country, but it's governed by a man who calls openly for the annihilation of Israel. He occupies half of Cyprus, a NATO country. He's threatening Greece, another NATO country, and he talks openly about conquering Jerusalem. His foreign minister, his number two, said that the Jewish state hasn't a place among humanity. Basically, it has to be wiped out. His interior minister, said he looks forward to be the governor of Jerusalem. Well,
so we got to attack Turkey because they're trying to kill us. Turkey's trying to kill us. They're going to make a nuclear bomb soon.
I recognize this playbook.
Yeah. Whoa, this is the next one. Oh, there's a crazy leader. They chant death to Israel, and then it'll be they chant death to America. We got to get these guys. They're making a nuke. They might have had some weird material to make a nuke.
Here's some blurry satellite images of that.
Yeah.
Of that nuke.
Yeah. So I think, speaking of nukes, I think Israel is going to nuke someone in the next 18 months.
Okay.
I want to get that on the record. And then
it's a bold one.
Rabbi Shmuley was under attack a few days ago. Can you read his post?
If they jail Rabbi Shmuley for speaking out against anti-Semitism, all American Jews are under threat. Do we still have a First Amendment? Donate to Rabbi Shmuley's defense fund at some link.
Yeah, so he's under
Wasn't
attack.
he like a lawyer to the stars and like elderly? Shouldn't he have a lot of money?
Yeah, he probably has a good amount.
But you got to donate to Rabbi
But
Shmuley.
he's always looking for more. And he has like all fake social media following, I think, because he'll have these crowd funders or fundraisers, and he'll raise like
$600,
$1,800, and he's got like 1 million followers or something.
Yeah.
So it's all fake.
Yeah.
All right. Speaking of money and foreign aid, Africa is mad that we're not giving them as much free USAID money, and I saw a cartoon about it.
Yeah, relationship between Africa and the rest of the globe, and it's a white man with his hand in his pocket, all that gold and oil and diamonds that they can't get out of the ground.
Yeah, as if it's our fault. You guys can't figure out how to dig.
And this, we're getting these pieces from a conversation that kind of happened where people were making accusations against Elon and Doge about how many lives they've ruined by cutting off funding. And some people were citing examples, and it was like paying for someone's HIV medicine, not paying for gas for a vehicle.
Yeah.
To like go back and forth between something. And it's like, holy shit, these are your best cases.
We need to pay for your HIV medication.
You're not even going to take it anyway. You're just going to let it get out of control. You're going to forget stupid patients, right?
Why don't you guys make it?
Yeah.
And then can you read that second tweet reply?
Yeah, somebody said, I just want to remind everyone that Africans are currently crying because the U.S. won't give them free AIDS treatments. This image is actually reversed. Africans receive billions of dollars of assistance yearly from other countries, and yet their situation only declines. They literally live on gold and diamonds and can't fiscally make it work without Western aid. Yeah, they can't organize. They're too stupid. Right?
Yeah, and they get billions of dollars every year, and then they get worse.
Yeah, and that's kind of one of the when I'm assessing the mental model of like a leftist person, you start to realize like with all of this, like US and colonialism in Africa or British colonialism in Africa or French, obviously there was a time and obviously there were some things that we took, but it's not like you were going to do anything with it. You got nothing. You got no tools, excavators, anything like that. But there's like with racism in America or any sort of topics like this, the mind of a leftist is like 40 years behind. They don't catch up with, but we've been endlessly dumping aid to Africa since like 1990, you know? So they don't catch up. They just hang on to that old mental model where they're still the victims, right?
And they see the pictures of like the kids with the flies on them, which then never changes. That keeps coming. And then they go, this is who you're killing this person.
Yeah.
And they're trying to, exactly like you said, trying to blame Elon and Doge and the billionaires should solve all the problems. So I found this tweet I thought was interesting. Instead of saving millions of African children, Obama chose a $45 million real estate portfolio instead.
You could have kept a nonverbal African with HIV alive for 4 more years, Obama. Are you proud of yourself?
Yeah, you could have created a school where they all go and then...
That gets halfway finished.
Yeah.
And then the roof never gets put on. You could have done that.
And they strip all the stuff from the inside.
Yeah. You were this close, Obama, but you chose real estate again. And honestly, good choice, Obama.
Good choice, Obama.
Nice
You're on our
choice.
side now.
You know what's up, Obama.
All right, let's get into our migrant section. We have an interesting spread of migrant stuff here. Nothing crazy, not our usual.
Yeah.
But first, there was a worksite fight with some illegals.
The roofers, and they're fighting on the roof, and he threw them off the roof.
I didn't realize they fight each other like this. I'd never seen them really like looking for a fight.
Yeah. No, I mean, they do fight. And honestly, before commenting on this, I got to know the reason. I got to know what happened. I want to know who did what.
Yeah.
Because sometimes, this is men being men.
Yeah, that's true.
I'm not really against this, but if you're illegal, you obviously have to go. Goodbye. If you don't speak English, you have to go. Goodbye. But, sometimes it gets hot when you're roofing and you got to beat some people up.
And I think this is maybe shows the immigration class. Remember the 90s illegals would like keep their head down and never really do anything like that. These look like guys from like Honduras or Venezuela.
The new age ones are getting punked.
The new age ones that just come in and they're down to fight.
Yeah. So until I hear exactly what that was about, I'm not going to form an opinion on it. But you do have to leave if you're not a citizen. That's an assumption.
Very fair. All right, next we have Jacob Frey watching the World Cup game, and look who he's celebrating with. No Somalis.
Yeah, I didn't recognize him without his Somali props, without his Somali henchmen all around him. That was weird. That was very strange. I've never seen him without Somalis.
I've never seen him without Somalis or even speaking English, really. He usually talks that other jibber-jabber language.
Somaliye, domabaliye. Yeah, he does that.
All right.
Or he's usually kneeling in front of George Floyd's casket, crying. Golden casket, remember?
Yeah.
Those are the only two. With black people or Somalis. And they're distinct.
It's weird seeing him with like white people and chanting USA.
I know.
That's like a simulation glitch. All right, next we have an update. A Haitian illegal killed a state trooper, and this is the guy.
33-year-old Michael Bond in Schuylkill County yesterday. Video shows officers wheeling him out of the state police barracks in the borough of Frackville. Authorities say Bond crashed a tractor trailer he was driving into Trooper Michael Pajera yesterday morning in Cass Township. Pajera was inspecting a different tractor trailer along I-81 at the time. Bond faced...
So he was driving a truck and he crashed into the state trooper.
Yeah, white guy. Michael Pajera.
Super sad.
Yeah.
That's one of our good ones.
Just another truck guy. And then obviously he's a Haitian, which everyone's fighting so hard to keep. All the Democrats are. And the Haitian is an illegal alien who first flew into the U.S. in 2024 via Biden admin's CHNV migrant flights mass parole program. So this was one of the guys we flew in to kill a state trooper, kill a productive member of society. Couldn't control the truck. Didn't know what to do. So yeah, he was flown into Fort Lauderdale Airport, and this was late 2024. So he was like right before the whistle.
The last one in, yeah.
And he applied for temporary protected status. And when we're saying all these things, we meet an NGO or a lawyer or somebody did it all for him because he's retarded, remember? He's a Haitian.
Yeah, there's like a whole apparatus, a whole machine that was built just to streamline guys like this through who can't even think.
Yeah, and then they wheel him out because he can't walk anymore. He doesn't. He goes feral or something, and you have to start taking him, wheeling him around, and all that.
Yeah.
So I mean, you guys, again, this kind of theme. Whose fault is this? Whose fault is this? That was 2024. We revoked their temporary protected status just recently. Obviously, you can't go out and collect them a week later, but at a certain point, it is our fault for not getting these people out quick enough, right?
That's how I see it too.
I don't mean to be a, Debbie Downer, but it's the percents are swinging. It was 100% Biden's fault and 1% our fault at the beginning of Trump's second term. And now it's, I don't know. You decide, right?
Very true. Let's jump to the other trucker story.
Yeah.
And then we'll come back to the Indian shitter.
Yeah, there was another trucker. Sebastian Stone was killed by a truck driver, Kuljit Kang. According to the allegations, Kang was using his phone when he struck Stone. He did not stop, render aid, or report the crash. So that's the upstanding citizen who just wants to work hard and be here. And we might have a video of him doing his driving school promotion after he gets his CDL. And this was from Palatine, Illinois, very close to my hometown, but that's what Palatine's up to.
ਮੇਰਾ ਨਾਮ ਕੁਲਜੀਤ ਸਿੰਘ ਕੰਗ ਅੱਜ ਆਪਣਾ ਮੈਂ CDL ਲਾਇਸੈਂਸ ਦਾ ਟੈਸਟ ਪਾਸ ਕਰ ਲਿਆ ਹਾਕ ਟਰੱਕ ਡਰਾਈਵਿੰਗ ਸਕੂਲ ਤੋਂ 1 ਮਹੀਨੇ ਚ ਮੈਂ ਲਾਇਸੈਂਸ ਲੈ ਲਿਆ ਬਹੁਤ
Foreign gibberish.
What the fuck? Is that speaking English?
No, I don't think so. He said CDL, though. He's switching between license and acronyms, or a different language and acronyms.
Play it again. I think that was English.
ਮੇਰਾ ਨਾਮ ਕੁਲਜੀਤ ਸਿੰਘ ਕੰਗ ਅੱਜ ਆਪਣਾ ਮੈਂ CDL ਲਾਇਸੈਂਸ ਦਾ ਟੈਸਟ ਪਾਸ ਕਰ ਲਿਆ ਹਾਕ ਟਰੱਕ ਡਰਾਈਵਿੰਗ
CDL license is the only thing in English. But yeah, so that's him. So these people are killing our people.
But there are some good ones that come. And obviously there's a difference. Like when a person comes from a place like India, but they work a job, they're probably normal first world level people, right?
Definitely. They work at IBM and shit.
So you must...
Apple.
You must have some standards. And we have an example of that here. This man was caught shitting.
Yeah, this man was pants down shitting, and someone made a Facebook post about it. And I like the Facebook post because it's kind of like from the liberal perspective, like you're shocked. You're not a show watcher. It's more like, can you believe this? And if you had been paying attention, yeah, you can obviously believe it. But it says, this morning at the main entrance to our subdivision on Ranch Trails Drive, a man was openly defecating just a few feet from the road in full view of numerous vehicles, including families with children, stopped at the traffic light. Before anyone assumes this was simply an emergency, he had a stack of napkins beside him and more in his pocket, and he showed no concern about the number of people witnessing what was happening. To those who observed the incident, it appeared to be a deliberate act rather than an emergency. Afterward, he stood up, briefly exposing himself, and left feces on the ground. They don't pick it up? This is completely unacceptable for obvious public health, sanitation, and public decency reasons. A police report has been filed with the Cedar Park Police Department. I'm sharing this to make our neighbors aware of what occurred. Blah, blah, blah.
There you go. And the guy's wearing a polo, glasses, pants.
Prescription glasses, a gold bracelet. Like all the little tells that you've ascended to the first world. But he's bringing the shitting napkins out to the public roadway and dumping on the retaining wall or whatever it is.
I'll be right back. I'm going to the bathroom.
Do not
and
be
you see
alarmed.
him walk outside.
Yeah.
Oh, that's bad.
I mean, yeah, and that's the main point is like he's got all the trimmings of someone who you think, oh, he's getting along normally in this world, right? He shouldn't understand. I'm sure someone's explained to him that you don't shit in public right at the stoplight where the minivan with the soccer mom, all her kids are looking out the window.
He's a VP
at
the firm. All right, our last story is just a quick headline, and it's a sad one. A father was killed.
Yeah, this is an update to a story we didn't really cover, but the migrant who attacked and killed Swedish father Christian Zadig in a football fan zone had multiple previous criminal charges, including rape in 2013, attempted murder in 2017, and assault in April 2026. Why wasn't he stopped? And then you see this Swedish man with his beautiful family, 2 young kids, and then you see just a repeat offender idiot.
You can barely see in the picture.
It's just what it is, guys.
That's who needs to be in the West.
I guess so.
All right. Well, we're moving on to the final page of housekeeping where I can say whatever I want. Use the opportunity to click the post, help us juice the algo, leave a like, comment again, then start yapping. P.O. Box, notifications, old episodes, group chat, and please become a member. You're going to really appreciate being a member when we're on vacation, and then you get your usual content Tuesday, Friday.
Yeah, and if you're on the fence, see if you can get that first month free. I don't know if YouTube's still doing it or if it was just for when we switched over, but, try it out.
Please sign up. All right, we have a funny thing that was sent to us in the group chat, a members-only group chat. Marcus Grind sent us this, and look at the cord from the Bonus Land episode. It connects with his real-life wall.
Wow. That's
Isn't
a
that
wink.
cool?
Wink from the simulation. Yeah.
And then someone also sent us a picture from the future. This is in 2028, they said.
Holy shit. Richard Fatboy and Fleccas got shredded. Fleccas finally cut the weight.
Here I am.
Congratulations. And can I be honest a little bit?
Yeah.
Sometimes you have a bad weekend, have a few drinks on Friday, you go to the baseball game, you eat the whole pizza. Then Saturday you wake up and you go, well, I already ruined my weekend. Why don't I eat again? You kind of run it back with a different, maybe Chinese food this time. This is what it feels like to film on Mondays some days.
Yeah.
When you have a bad week, you're like, I have to get on camera. I gained 8 pounds or 10 pounds in a weekend. This is what it's like, guys.
That's what it's like.
Yep.
That's from the future. Oh,
Okay.
so start placing your bets.
Are you making any changes? Have you done anything?
Well, I think I'm good
ensure
if
the
I
future?
turn out like that.
Okay. All right. So no changes.
As long as I turn out like that, I'm fine. I'll just keep this going.
Excellent.
All right. Next, we have a little piece of advice to have better days and better brain.
Yeah, it says brush your teeth with your non-dominant hand. It stimulates neuroplasticity and creates new neural connections and boosts your cognitive flexibility. You also have some bloody gums, I think, with your uncoordinated left hand. And I don't care. I'll put anything on camera.
There you go.
Yeah, I guess if you want your brushing your teeth to be 20% less efficient and your gums to bleed 20% more, but you create new neural pathways, go ahead.
And if you feel like you're stuck or you're doing the same thing you've been doing and you can't get out of the rut, it could be good to maybe start your day doing that, because then your brain's doing something different, and then doing something different can help get you out of the rut if you do it early in the day.
Sure.
Maybe. I don't know.
Sure.
All right, next. I thought this was interesting. I found hairstyles from the 70s.
Yeah. What do
See
you
that?
think?
Well, everyone's covering their ears. Everyone's hairy as fuck. Teen Wolf shit.
Yeah.
And they're all covering their ears.
That's interesting. I didn't pick up on that.
It's like, imagine if your ears were covered by hair the whole time.
Yeah. I don't like it.
I don't like any of these haircuts.
There's a few RRB types in here, though.
Yeah.
I'm kind of losing track of what I even look like based on what doppels people send me. So keep doing it.
You saw the photo of what you look like in the future.
Yeah,
you look like that.
You say
basically.
2028?
Yeah.
Okay. I got time. I can save it. This is like Terminator. They show you the future and you can save it, right?
I was watching a movie that was in the 90s, and know what else I noticed?
What?
Everyone who was wearing blazers, they would carry the blazer over their shoulder.
Oh, yeah, that was huge.
Like that. And you carry it around and you have it over your back. No one does that anymore.
I think it became performative. I think it became like everything. It had its run, and then people started being little pussies about it.
Yeah. It was real 90s shit, carrying the blazer on your shoulder like that. Yeah. All right, next. We showed you guys last episode, if you were a member and you watched it, that clip of the Asian people stealing all the crabs, poaching. And we were talking about how Asian people will eat anything and they go crazy and they slurp up anything from the ocean. And I actually found a clip about it. Now that sauce is good.
All right, so you sending AI clips or what?
He got away. That's not AI.
I don't know.
He got away. You see that?
Every time she bites, it doesn't work. So I think it's kind of AI. I don't know.
I think
it disappear. Look at it disappear into the pile. I think you just get. I don't know.
No, that's good. His skin is just too strong.
Okay,
It's like shark skin. All right, the last clip of the final page of Housekeeping, in my opinion, is clip of the year so far.
The shroud taken from Constantinople. Was the shroud taken from Constantinople? I can't say that word. Constantinople. Is the pronunciation Constantinople? Thank you. Could it also be Constantinople? No. Okay, thank you.
What are those things called?
I don't remember. But basically, you ask them, and if they go in, it's yes, and if they go out, it's no. So the guy is mispronouncing Constantinople and asking the rods if that's the correct pronunciation, and then they say yes.
And it was the wrong
That's
thing.
like as good as it gets.
Classic.
That's maybe my favorite clip I've ever seen.
All right. You know, certain things just resonate with people.
You know? You asking like this made-up shit, if this is how you pronounce the word wrong, and you pronounced it wrong, and then the made-up shit says, yep. That's like perfect.
It is perfect. It's self-contained. It's a self-contained video.
That's so good. All right, well, that's the end of Housekeeping. We're now moving on to Cringe of the Week. All right, Cringe of the Week. We have a little mini section I built, and this is one of those things where you see a one-off clip and it's pretty funny, but then when you get two clips that are funny, you can create a section, and that's what I did. These are bad names. This is a bad names section, and it's going to be quick clips, but here's our first one.
Hi, my name is Nagar. I've been coming to Storefit for a few years now, and I absolutely love it here.
Nagar. Careful.
She should start all her reels with that. Hey, it's Nagar here. And then you kind of get slurry a little bit.
Yeah.
You'll go viral. You'll just keep going viral.
And then she'll go viral, and then she'll start, like, she'll create a class on how to go viral. And it's like, step 1, make your name basically a racial slur, no word.
Yeah.
There's a girl on Instagram who does that, and she talks like a baby. How do you even do the voice?
Literally, I was driving with my boyfriend, and it's lispy. It's no R's, whatever.
Like little kids.
Yesterday, I was driving with my boyfriend. I don't know what the word for it is. What is that?
I don't know the word either, but it's that, where you talk like a baby.
Yeah.
And then she's doing a course on how to go viral. It's like, guys, I know how to go viral. I've been going viral on Instagram and TikTok.
My very first post hit 100,000 views.
It's like, step 1, talk like this.
Have a brutal lisp that every single comment is about the brutal lisp.
Step 2.
Can you do that or no?
Talk about whatever you want to talk about.
Yeah, that's actually so funny.
And like now they're doing courses, and it's like the only reason you're going viral is because people are like sending your stuff to make fun of you.
As a joke, yeah.
As a joke.
As a joke.
All right, our next funny name in our bad name section is this one.
I'm Marie Todd. Do solemnly, sincerely, and truly declare.
All right, one more time.
Do solemnly, sincerely.
And that's probably the only instance where she's ever said, I'm Marie Todd.
I'm Marie Todd.
I'm Marie Todd. Do solemnly, sincerely.
Oh my God, she admitted.
Isn't that crazy that this happened?
Tough break. And that's the only thing. That's the only situation where you would say, I, Marie Todd, is when you're getting sworn in. So all you had to do was avoid public service and you would never say the sentence.
I'm a retard.
But she couldn't.
I'm a retard.
That's way better than Nagar. Nagar, she's really over enunciating it. That one was good, though.
That one was good. All right. Let's get to our next segment. We have a little bit of an ableism section here, and we have one character with multiple clips, and here's her take on July 4th.
What fucking sort of capitalist colonial garbage is this shit? I've never supported well before masks or worn them, and I never will. Using the genocidal, quote-unquote, 4th of July, quote-unquote, Independence Day to sell masks is aligning yourself with fascism and colonial violence. Especially as fascists, I'm trying to literally unalive disabled immigrant folks and trying to bring back institution for disabled folks. It shows where you fucking stand, and we should be extremely against anything that's upholding this sort of colonial garbage.
There you go.
You see how many issues she tied together?
That was a lot.
It's beautiful. It's a skill to do that. You got to keep track of multiple storylines, weave them in and out. It's hard being this manic and basically retarded, right?
And it's all intersectional.
Yeah,
they
of
all
course.
intersect. And then you go to the grocery store and you say, oh, I saw you buying some hot dogs and an Uncle Sam pool float. You're pro-genocide, right?
Yeah. And this, it's so funny. It's like a mask. People who are selling masks in July of 2026. You're a fascist.
You're not good enough.
Turns on everybody. And then also, I can't help but notice, like, looking at the mask that this crazed individual is wearing is a 3M mask. I bet she goes like this, looks the other way, because you can find some shit that 3M has probably done. It's an old company, you know? So she probably doesn't look just so she can keep running the mask.
It's like, oh, they used to make masks for the laborers so they wouldn't die so they could keep them working for free.
Yeah, I'm sure there's some tough history that would not jive with her.
Yeah, and then we have another one about super spreader pride events.
Yeah, this one might be more buzzwords and issues shoehorned in than the first one.
There's no pride in eugenics. Super spreader pride events have been so problematic. Queer joy under disabled death is eugenics. Queer joy with disabled exclusion is ableist. We need to think about centering multiply disabled folks in all access and planning. So a year ago, I reached out to a couple pride organizers discussing the importance of N95 masks, of airway mitigations, about how to have accessible, inclusive events specifically for multiply disabled folks, making sure that
we could just shut it off.
We get it.
Everything. She runs every issue together.
But even the Pride people weren't woke enough because she was telling them about you doing the N95 mask, making sure the disabled people can get there, and they kind of just like blew her off.
Yeah, and what's interesting to me is, you know, some people have their, like, that's the moment I woke up when they fired me for not getting the COVID jab, or that's when I woke up when I saw they were letting the George Floyd protesters keep going. Like, there are some landmark moments that you point to on when you got red pilled or something like that. Or in 2016, I saw what they were doing, the media to Trump, all these things. And people really do get one-shotted by like COVID. The path of this woman's life forever changed because of what happened in 2020. It's so crazy to me.
That's a great point.
Right? Like, and it's not like she would have been doing much with value, maybe babysitting a few kids or, you know, something like that, working for a nonprofit or something,
or a coffee shop.
Yeah.
But now her disability and her being sick gives her like the ultimate thing to do because the world...
It's a card to play.
Yeah, it's a card to play because the world isn't built for people who are disabled to get around as easy as everyone else.
Yeah.
And then, or no, you know, wearing a mask, same thing. So now she has something to do and something to fight.
And what does she do? She thinks about it all day. So she's constantly circling this issue. And then, I don't know, man.
And she keeps finding problems. Like, oh, you're not doing this right. Oh, this is not good for disabled folks. And it's just like, now you're busy.
I feel genuinely sad for someone like this. Do you want to play the puppet show or no?
Yeah, let's play the puppet show.
Happy Disability Pride Month, y'all. This is Esme, the Mad Mask Mixma with Mask Puppetry and Leisha. We're so excited to go over some Disability Pride stemming joy, disabled joy.
I want that wheelchair Muppet.
Yeah, the wheelchair Muppet is pretty rare. That's. Do you think she just put a Muppet in a wheelchair, or do you think it came
I think that's a custom job, yeah.
Yeah.
But like we said, like her identity is her disability.
Yeah.
And the problems that she's trying to solve is like no one taking her disability seriously.
Uh-huh.
And then she's like a victim, and then the world doesn't accommodate her disabilities, which is a direct attack on her identity. Now you're busy.
Of course. You got a career out of this.
And if something happened, like say you got sick or say you got like Lyme disease, it would be like, all right, this sucks. How do I get rid of it? How long is it going to take? Which cutting edge doctor has cured this?
Here's what worked for me. You become like a testimonial page about it, trying to help others.
Exactly. And then you just go, and then the goal is to get rid of whatever the problem is. But they don't have that. Their identity becomes it. And then it's like their number one thing they have going for them is that I'm multiple disabled.
Well, and instead of teaching, like if someone got Lyme disease and like explain their journey, here's me at the bottom, here's how I felt my best in years, they're teaching. And then this person is policing.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's like teaching and sharing, and here's what got me through it. And then this is all policing and shaming, and these trans queer people weren't woke enough. They didn't wear the mask. So very different. But you can see the personality types. Like no matter what, the personality type is going to shine through. And if you're a miserable bitch, you're just going to be a miserable masked bitch, you know?
Very true. All right, let's get into our next little segment here in Cringe. We have 2 clips about Native American history. This first guy talks about Native American genders.
So within Native societies, at least the one that I was raised with my own people, we have 7 genders of medicine. First one would be the women because they were made first, shortly followed by the men, which is our second. The third one is women loving women. Fourth one is men loving men. Fifth one is women nurturing themselves to become men. Sixth one was men nurturing themselves to become women. And then the 7th one that we have, which is arguably the most sacred out of all of them, would be our Two-Spirit. So with Two-Spirits in our beliefs is that Two-Spirit person has equal proportions of the female and the male spirit back into one body.
There you go. So he wrote some fan fiction.
Yeah. And he matched it up to the modern day, what everyone's doing. It's like, oh yeah, we had Two-Spirit people. It was probably like a schizophrenic, like who was on the outskirts of the tribe, like back 500 years ago. That's why you chopping your cock off in 2018 was not a bad idea.
This comes from thousands of years of Native American history that lines up with it. Yeah. That's totally normal.
Yeah, and then the way I see this too, this is what allyship looks like. You signal, you're a small minority group, and you signal to another small minority group, hey, we got your back. Trans people, Native Americans, let's shake hands on it, right?
Yeah.
I'll say whatever you want. I'll twist my history to match what you're doing right now. You jerking off to some weird shit? Yeah, we did that too back in the day. Don't worry about it. You're fine. We're together now, right?
Yeah, it's so true.
But yeah.
And then our next clip, this black woman tells us who the real Native Americans actually were.
Well, I'm here to tell you, Black America today, all of that is a lie. We never came from nowhere. We were already here, right here on this land, okay? Everybody else came from everywhere else to America. The same way in 2026, you got foreigners fighting to come to America. That's the exact same way in 1776 and even beyond that, the foreigners were fighting to come to America. Okay? Now, they'll teach you this in school, but they teach it to you in a way to where you don't understand what's happening. So in school, they told us about...
And she understands what's happening.
Yeah.
So she's going to tell us now.
Yeah, so she basically says that black people were here before Native Americans, which is interesting. I haven't really thought of that.
Yeah, me neither. Never once crossed my mind at all. Ever.
And we have to update our We Wasery bingo cards because we know that we was the real pyramid builders. We was the real Jews. We was the real Vikings. We was Babe Ruth. We was Abe Lincoln. And now we was Native Americans and shit. So add that to the bingo card.
Yeah.
We was Native Americans.
Bingo. Bingo. I hit bingo 3 months ago. Yeah, I don't know. And so that's it. Like everybody tries to co-opt each other's thing and nobody's really honest with themselves.
Yeah, and the intersectionality, it really gives people the ability to borrow. Oh, you trans folks? Oh, that comes from Native Americans, which is good. And then, oh, the Native Americans were actually black people. So, and then black people are actually Jews.
Yeah, imagine that black woman going up to the guy who was doing the genders and being like, you in my outfit. And then eventually it crumbles because of the competing interests. Much like the mask woman who was shaming the otherwise allies for not doing the appropriate mask stuff.
Yeah.
They all eat each other.
They all do. All right, our last clip of Cringe of the Week, some history of tipping I did not know.
That she does not know the reason tipping even came about.
Tell us,
is
Sunset.
because during slavery, right after slavery, a lot of institutions and a lot of businesses did not want to hire black employees. So the only places that would hire us was restaurants, hotels, right? And places like these that required tipping. Why? Because the employers didn't wanted to take responsibility off of themselves to pay you as the black person because they still view you as a slave. Right. So what did they say? We're going to leave your payment, your paycheck, you being able to feed your family, we're going to leave that on the customers. Let the customers decide if you were good enough to them. Let the customers decide if you're going to be able to feed your family. Yeah. That is the origination of tip. So tipping.
There you go. So that's why they don't tip. It's because of 1800s economics.
Yeah. And you guys know, if you guys know anybody who ever worked as a waiter, they'll tell you who doesn't tip, what demographics. And I guess it's out of principle.
The historian.
Yeah, because there's a bad taste in my mouth from what it used to be, which we don't even know. We're not even checking. It's made up shit. I mean, just pair it with the we were Native Americans woman, and you can ballpark what the historical accuracy is.
But they still want tips.
Yes. There's no, I'm not working a tip job.
Or I'm not taking your tip because this is actually about slavery.
Yeah. And there's something weird that happens when like everybody's living under the same system and it's like, okay, it's like, so if even, let's pretend everything she said was true. We're all doing it now. Latinos, whites, blacks, everybody does it now. So should we end it or change it or something? I don't know. Like there's no real answer to that. Everyone else just adapts. But then the black people, I got a bad taste in my mouth is the energy.
And it's funny because like they're kind of giving an excuse for why black people don't tip.
Yeah.
And then like 99.999% of black people are not thinking about this at all.
Yes. And you know, like America or just employment laws, like we had to fight for the 9 to 5, unionize, like horrific shit happening in the meatpacking plants in like Upton Sinclair's The Jungle, indentured servants when they first came over. Company towns where you'd be in debt by your next pay. Like there were so many horrible predatory employment practices that like we just all made it past. And there's no need to dwell.
Yeah.
And there's no bitter taste in my mouth because I work in an air-conditioned office. You're probably getting paid by some NGO for being on that podcast. I don't know, man.
You're probably an administrator in high school with bad math proficiency.
But again, that dwelling on the past, that dwelling on like the past injustices, that gives you the capital. That gives you the moral currency to move about society in a way. So I guess you have to keep bringing it up.
Exactly. Well, that's the end of Cringe. We're now moving on to Urban Decay. All right, Urban Decay. Our first story of Urban Decay, a baby pulls a gun on a cop.
A dropping story out of St. Paul where police say a toddler pulled a weapon on an officer during a traffic stop. This happened on Monday when police pulled over 37-year-old Kenneth Terry for not wearing a seatbelt. He also had warrants for his arrest. When they were taking him into custody, another officer says one of the 3 children in the back seat, all under the age of 3, pulled a gun from a diaper bag and had it turned toward them. The child was coaxed to put the weapon down, and fortunately no one was hurt. Terry now faces a charge of child endangerment.
So I guess the kids learned that from dad.
Yeah, good instincts for under 3-year-old.
And that's what happens when dad does stick around to raise the kids.
Yeah. And we're getting sentences I didn't even know were possible, like Mad Libs type stuff. 3-year-old pulls gun from diaper bag on cop. I didn't know we were there yet.
Yeah, that was a pretty bad one. And that might be one of the worst ones we've heard. I've never really seen. We saw the baby in the diaper saying, fuck you to the police a few years ago.
Of course.
But pulling a gun from the diaper bag, and luckily the cops were able to...
Settle down, baby. Drop that gun, baby. And it's funny. And the subtext of this, they pulled over a guy for not wearing a seatbelt, which some progressive states and cities, I think we covered it on the show, have done away with. I can't remember the city, but I know we covered it, where they were getting rid of like predicate stops, where not seatbelt, registration, whatever, you couldn't stop them. And then this guy had warrants and a toddler had an access to the gun in the back seat. So it's like, you see how that little thing got your foot in the door for much bigger problems that clearly need to be solved. And certain Democrats and J.B. Pritzker types are looking to get rid of the ability for law enforcement to use that.
Very true.
Yeah.
All right, next story is very sad from New York City.
Slash the tires, scratching up everything. No money to pay for it, obviously. You sue this woman in court, you couldn't claw back a dime.
Hard to watch. That's heartbreaking.
She's frantic, too.
That's a full paint job he's going to need.
I know.
And you just got your car painted. You know that's not easy work.
That would suck. That would suck. I would George Floyd this woman. I would put my knee on her back.
And then insurance probably, I don't know, are they going to cover your paint job? Probably not.
They kind of have to, right? That's what it's all for.
Is that how it works?
I guess. Someone, and especially if I saw this video and I saw the person, I'd say, yeah, I was a victim of, what do they call it? God, circumstances, act of God.
Act of God.
And it's just, I've parked in Manhattan. It was an act of God. There was a black woman who could not be jailed.
I could use maybe that black woman to mess up one of my cars if insurance is going to cover it.
Little light fraud? You want to do a little light fraud? You're
Not publicly.
You're better than that.
All right, next we have a freak out at Popeyes.
Do you know where this was?
Popeyes.
Zombie movie.
You notice how everyone is down? There's like not one person like, guys, stop. Well, no, not again. Whoa.
One guy leaves, which is, they don't try to convince everyone else to stop, though. But one guy leaves. You can see that guy's underwear because his shorts are so low. But on videos like this, I like to watch this video like 8 times. And I follow a new character every time. And I see exactly their thought process and what they were up to. You should try that next time, guys. We're not going to play it 8 times. But it's like a different kind of storytelling.
Yeah.
Instead of seeing it all as one horde, you get to see 5, 6, maybe 7 individual journeys.
Yeah. This guy was focused on doors.
Yeah, he was the doorman.
He was the entry guy.
One guy was the counter man. The woman at first, the employee actually made a kick for her face. Did you see that?
Yeah.
Where look, they open the door, she's on the ground, and an employee goes for a face kick. Yeah. So that was maybe the only person who was justified in jumping on the counter. But even then, you really have to just take your L. Because
they all have different motivations, but they're all swinging.
Yeah. They're all together.
And
there's a beauty in that.
Yeah, that's camaraderie.
Mm-hmm.
All right, next, there was an HEB glitch. HEB is like a grocery store, and there was a glitch where apparently people were getting free groceries if they ordered online, and it only worked, I think, for a couple people.
So did y'all know that HEB had a glitch yesterday and people were getting free groceries delivered? Like, I saw everybody talking about it on Instagram, so I hit up this guy that I used to go to school with. Like, okay, what's going on with HEB? Why is everybody talking about HEB? He was like, man, everybody got free groceries. He was telling me how he got over like $1,300 worth of groceries. How one of his friends got $4,000 worth of groceries. Like, okay, that is insane. Like, what are y'all gonna do if y'all have to pay that money back?
Which I'm sure some people had to do.
Yeah, of course, because there's not really a glitch. You kind of owe the money and you have an account for the most part, unless you're stealing someone's identity. And here's the result of one of those, one of the glitches, some hood type apartment that's fully packed to the brim. And they use the song, "Where All My Scamming and Words, Where Y'all At?" And so they're filming their haul. And look at the tons of waters too, heavy stuff. All non-perishables, hopefully.
A whole house full of stuff.
And that's like probably $4,000 worth of groceries right there. And HEB, if you guys don't know, it's, I think, a mostly Texas grocery chain. So this was a regional glitch. It wasn't for, the word didn't travel to New York and Atlanta, all the, Miami, the scammer cities. So the people who seized it, like all glitches, the Chase Money glitch, the Cash App glitch, all these that we've documented over the course of the show, obviously you need word of mouth and you need to search how are they doing it. It's not showing up in my account, And so when I went to TikTok to do more research on this, I typed in HEB GLI and it autofilled. For the first time I went in and did this, it autofilled GLICH, glitch spelled wrong.
That's where you find the information.
So those are the type of people who are searching, people who can't spell glitch. So that makes sense. And then I don't even know the circumstances of it. It must have been some app thing, or if you do XYZ, then you get it. But word of mouth spreads fast for these glitches. And imagine some sort of dev or like app developer or somebody on 4th of July weekend got called in because he got hit for 4,000. Hit for 1,200. 6,000. You're like coming into the office and like patching something. And so eventually when they did patch it, this is what an HEB looked like.
So it's all just abandoned carts.
Yes.
People trying to do the glitch. Give me 10 Cinnamon Toast Crunch.
Yeah.
10 things of water.
So eventually the leakage was stopped, but I'm going to follow up on this and see what happened to the people who used their real identity to get this, because I got a feeling your bank balance going negative 3,000.
Yeah.
But yeah, the glitch, they're piranhas waiting for something to fall into the water.
They love stuff like this.
And they don't care what the consequences are because they might get away with it.
Yep. All right, well, don't get too down or too depressed. We're moving on to uplifting gold, and we have uplifting stuff today. First, I found a guy who does word of the day, and I thought this was pretty funny.
If someone is an absolute stereotype of their area, they are autochthonous. The angry New Yorker, he's autochthonous. I'm autochthonous to West London. Aloysius is autochthonous to my breast pocket. Autochthonous means properly native, Their accent, habits, stories and jokes all seem woven into their local area. It's native in the deepest sense. That is autochthonous, and that is the word of the day.
See, I like stuff like this because it's the opposite of migrants.
Yes, absolutely. It's very haughty-toddy or whatever.
Yeah. It's like knowing...
Highbrow.
Highbrow, you know what words are, sophisticated words, you take pride in it. The migrants come and just go like this.
Yeah, migrants is like food, house, job, food, house, job,
wife. Stuff from your pocket.
Money, food, house, job. And this guy's telling you, something to elevate you. Although that word was very hard to pronounce. I don't think that's the type of word that catches fire and gets back into the zeitgeist.
I
Just
agree.
on pure TH and C,
Yeah.
C and TH together, not great.
That's a good point. And then we have another example when it comes to words. And this one is a girl showing us how if you change the emphasis on certain words, it means different things.
I didn't say she stole my money. 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 Intonation.
So this is why I don't learn new languages.
Yeah, that's a good point. That makes our language seem a little more complicated than
You're
it
never
is.
going to know it.
Yeah.
And you can know I didn't say she stole my money. I know what that means. But if there's 10 ways to say it, it means 10 different stuff. I'll just speak American.
Sounds good.
You know?
I like that. It's not like important or anything, but it shows you how flexible it is.
Imagine that in Japanese.
I know. I couldn't handle it.
Where do you even start?
You don't.
You don't.
The letters aren't even the same. They're different letters. They're symbols.
That's the key. You don't even start. You learn American.
Okay.
All right. Next, good news from DeSantis. He made Antifa and the Muslim Brotherhood and the Council of American Islamic Relations a terrorist organization in Florida.
But the law takes effect on July 1st today. And so we are not going to waste any time. We're going to move forward and we're going to make sure that we're very robust in doing this. And so based on the recommendations of Florida's domestic security professionals and the authority, the newly established authority in law, my office and the cabinet are poised to officially designate the first slew of terrorist organizations under the new law. That'll be
We get it.
It's Muslims and Antifa.
Yeah. And Ron DeSantis doing a good job as usual.
I love Ron.
And he didn't endorse Byron.
Yeah.
That's interesting.
Yeah.
And he might just say, oh, I'm staying out of this one.
He's not enthusiastic at all.
But he's not enthusiastic. And
He's
then
ducking a debate too, Byron.
Byron's ducking debates.
Byron.
All of his donors are like gambling companies and billionaires from outside of the state.
Fuck.
So I really don't like Byron Donalds. I do like James Fishback. I want him to win. I don't know what's going to happen.
I wish Ron did the Casey DeSantis thing. Remember when they were floating that? Her
Yeah.
running for a little bit? Because then it would just be him again.
That's so true. All right, next, this kid had a nice train experience on July 4th.
It is gargantuan. This thing is colossal. And I can completely and utterly respect the ingenuity of the American people to create something that is so majestic.
A piece of history has rolled into South Philadelphia. The legendary Big Boy steam engine locomotive, one of the largest and most powerful ever built, is making a special stop here in the Navy Yard. Take a walk with me while we talk.
Get it? It's the Union Pacific Big Boy.
Isn't that cool?
I think it's the largest steam articulated locomotive or something. I don't know the exact combination of words, but it's huge and it's impressive.
I'm sure we have some train autists in the show watchers.
Of course.
You guys tell us what it is. But yeah, I do like that. South Philly, a little different than probably what's going on in West Philly. People are gathered around for the train, the autistic people for the train.
Yeah.
You go to West Philly, you get shot for nothing.
Yeah.
So it's good to see that. And then the kid was excited.
Yeah.
All right, our last clip of the show is our Pure Americana clip of the week. This German guy was visiting the U.S. for the World Cup, and listen to what happened to him.
Sorry. It makes you teary. Why? Help us understand. Why is it so impactful to you?
Sebastian Krauts never imagined his trip to America would be so emotional.
Yeah. No, you're human. Happy tears.
In just a few weeks being here,
I fall in love with this country, and this was so emotional. I even cried in the stadium.
It's a huge departure from what he was expecting before traveling to follow the German soccer team in its World Cup run.
To be honest, I was a bit scared or had the fear to travel to the United States. News about shootings and criminals and that the country is not safe. Bob takes us home. It's great. America is great.
Sebastian met a group of strangers who offered him a ride to his hotel.
What is the best city?
Boston. That's Bob Series and his family, New Englanders who showed a group of Germans that Boston is warmer than some might believe.
Bob, thank you. I love USA.
Enjoy your time in the U.S.
To me, I watched the video by myself maybe 40 times. I had tears in my eyes.
Sebastian was more upset about the prospect of leaving America than Germany being eliminated from the tournament. That kindness.
Wasn't that nice?
Yeah, and you know what? Whenever there's a ton of stories, America is much different than what I thought. All these World Cup people, all the European World Cup travelers, and they're really just talking about nice white people in America.
Yeah.
It's not like, and the black people, they were so nice. It's never that. It's just like, you know what it is, guys. There's definitely still real pockets of America, despite what's being done to us. You know?
Yeah.
The dumping of migrants.
That's the key. All right, we have some shout outs. I want to start off with this one from Twitter from @MC_Reynolds@War. Him and his wife had a baby and they still caught the episode last week.
I think the wife was forced into that one.
Yep.
But we like it.
But yeah, it's good to see. And thank you for shouting us out. And thank you for not missing an episode.
Thank you.
All right, we have some happy birthdays. We have a happy birthday to Roman on July 9th. Him and his fiance love watching the show together.
I like Roman as a name.
It's a great name. All right, we have a happy birthday to Kylie from us and Benny. She turns 32 on July 6th, and her and Benny's 4th wedding anniversary is July 7th, which is great. And they've been watching since the Spoon Days, and they even did their own version of Trump's Not That Bad in Australia.
Happy birthday, Kylie.
Isn't that cool?
That's great.
All right, happy birthday to Tim, who turns 22 on July 6th. He got Arthur and his cousins hooked on the show, and they've been watching during work for the last 2 years, getting nothing done, just watching the show.
Hell yeah, that's Tim?
Tim. Thank you for spreading the link to the group chat, Tim. That's huge. All right, we have a happy birthday to Garrett Huckle on July 6th from us and Ashland. They've been watching on separate devices for years, and they've been longtime bonus landers too.
Happy birthday.
We have a happy birthday to Victor L on July 9th from us and your girlfriend Julie, and they are bonus landers too.
Victor L.
Victor
That's an
L.
interesting name. Victor L. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You're both a win and then you're an L.
Should be Victor E.
Yeah. Happy birthday, Victor E. His middle name's Edward. Victor E. L.
Happy birthday, Victor. All right, we have happy birthday to Danielle on July 5th from us and Alex. Danielle is a great wife and a great baker, so check out her bake shop, Silver State Bakery.
Whoa.
And they've been watching since the Spoon Days too.
Lovely.
Very nice.
Danielle.
Well, that's the end of the episode. Another Fleccas Talks in the books. Thank you guys for watching. Like, share, subscribe, all the good stuff. If you are looking for Friday's episode, if you are looking for a 30-minute bonus land tomorrow, a 30-minute bonus land Saturday, and then bonus land next week and the week after while we're gone, all tons of content while we're gone, FleccasTalks.com was the website. And if you go there, it'll take you to YouTube members page. And that's where you sign up and support the show and get followed back on the social media of your choice by me, and join the group chat and hang out with everyone. We'll be hanging out in the group chat during the break and support the show.
Not so much. That's a real vacation for me.
Well, I'll be in there. And
Speak for yourself, brother.
I'll be giving you guys shark updates and pictures and all cool stuff. Thank you guys for watching all the way through. We'll see you on Friday.
See ya.
We're This uplifting gold and Fleccas pets getting trolled. Coming up to brighten your day. The only way the show can be defined. The best news podcast of all time. Best to keep the P.O. box full. We won't stop till the world is rid of all the pickles. If more Fleccas content is what you demand, then just make sure you're sub to bonus land. Fleccas talks, give it up to the world's best host. Fleccas talks, choose the ongoing tickle the post. The only way the show can be defined. The best news podcast of all time. We're watching old episodes. Yeah, watching old episodes. Fleccas talks, buying shit coins and trading stocks. Fleccas talks, we're still kicking over stacked rocks. The only way the show can be defined. The best news podcast of all time. Words are just words until action actually starts.
Constantine Noplay. Is the pronunciation Constantine Noplay?
I'm retard. I'm retard.
Thank you.